Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I am Constance and thank you for joining me in the next episode of my English class. In this lesson we're going to be talking about persuasive writing Q&A. Persuasive writing Q&A. So Q&A is when I write some questions and I also have the answers, and that will help you better to achieve your goal in your exams where you're trying to score 100 or a 80 or a 75 marks, right? Before I go start this class, I would love for you to check the link in the description box for my Patreon account, right? For the link to my Patreon account, I would love your support there. Whatever you can afford to contribute or donate, I would appreciate it. All right, so let's get started. Persuasive writing Q&A. And our first question is, what is the meaning of persuasive writing? What is the meaning of persuasive writing? Persuasive writing is mainly to convince the reader or audience of the author's point of view. So that would be the answer. Persuasive writing is mainly to convince the reader or the audience of the writer's point of view. So whatever that writer has written about, that writer wants you to believe what they're saying, and they want you not only to believe but to participate in whatever they have written. All right, so they want you on their side. All right, they want you on their side, so they want to convince you to be a part of whatever they have written about. All right, number two, what are some examples of persuasive writing? What are some examples of persuasive writing? Here I have two that I know of. There are others, but these are two popular ones, which is Martin Luther King's speech and J.F. Kennedy's speech. And Martin Luther King's speech says, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. And hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." So he's convincing persons not to get involved in violence, not to fight back the white people when they have these racism, or they're putting down black peoples or people from African descent. No, he's telling them, don't get involved in violence, because violence cannot solve the problem. Only love can do that. All right, so you have to change your mindset, change your point of view on the situation, and instead of having stick and stone and breaking out people windows and mashing up people's stores and whatever, he's telling you, don't do that. Right, make yourself higher than that, think of yourself better than that, and show love instead. And JFK Kennedy's speech, he says, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So immediately persons will have the mindset of doing something for their country. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So immediately persons will have the mindsets to volunteer, to do something, to sign up with the army, to teach, to do something for their country, to make their country better, not depending on the government alone to do this or to provide that for you. You go out and create something that will benefit your country, whether you can make something for the crippled, or you can come up with some form of medical supply, or even the computer. There are things that we the people can do. Don't rely on the government, but we the people can do things that will help the whole society at large. All right, so these two are what? Persuasive speeches. Persuasive speeches. So it's convincing persons to do something for their country, and convincing persons to show love to each other. All right, so Number three, what are the different types of persuasive writing? What are the different types of persuasive writing? The very first one is advertisement. Advertisement, right? Because you're trying to get persons to buy your product, whatever, or your services, whatever you're trying to sell, you are advertising it so people can buy it or support it. So advertisement is one type of persuasive writing. Public service announcement. All right, you will see your people drive around and announce that they're having a show or they're having a meeting, and what they're going to convince, what they're going to get. So persons should come to that meeting where they're going to have a celebrity, or they're going to have some form of games, or they're going to have some form of giveaway, or they're going to have somewhat money distribution or something of that form. So public service announcement. The next one is public speeches. Public speeches. Usually politicians make public speeches, right? So public speeches is when you get the crowd together, or rally together, and trying to convince the persons to vote for you, or to join a company, or to have shares in a company. So public speeches is one of them. You know, Donald Trump going around all over America trying to get persons to vote for him, and then you have the opposition side trying to do the same thing. So public speeches. Critical review. Critical review is a big one, but it's not like so much into the public, but it's the benefit a specific company. So if two different company comes out with a similar product, or you have a few people or a dozen people having a critical review on that product. So they will say, for instance, the coronavirus vaccine. Some saying Pfizer is the better one, some saying the next one is the better one, or some other product, or you will have the Samsung phone or the blue phone, and some say you will get much megabytes on this one, or you will get fewer megabytes on that one, or you have more applications on one phone, and your Apple has the best amount of applications. So you will have critical review, people reviewing your product or your services, and see what is the best benefit the public at large is going to receive from whatever product you're presenting to the public. All right, journalistic op-ed pieces. Journalistic op-ed pieces. And journalistic op-ed pieces are editorials which are put into the newspaper or magazine, right? Are put into the newspaper or magazine to get persons to believe, or to convince persons to choose a political side, or to choose a company, or to choose an activist group. All right, so they'll put a piece of article in the newspaper convincing the public why they should support this group or that group, or this company or that company. All right, so a op-ed is a opposite the editorial, right? Op-ed means opposite the editorial. And what does opposite the editorial means? It means a person who has written something in the newspaper or into the magazine, and they are not working for the newspaper company or the magazine company. All right, but they have paid big money sometimes, or whatever the charges might be, to place their ads, or to place their article into the newspaper to convince the public, or to convince some specific organization or group of people to join into whatever they're trying to accomplish. So that is what the op-ed means, opposite the editorial. And that opposite the editorial means someone who is not working for the newspaper company or the magazine company. All right, so this is it on persuasive writing. You have three major questions here, and you have, I think, the best answers possible that will help you ace your exams, right? That will help you ace your exam. So remember, persuasive writing is written or is used to convince the audience or the reader. To convince the audience or the reader. All right? This is it for this class, guys. My name is Constance. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell so whenever I post a video, you will be the first to have it. And also check the description box below for my merch, and not only my merch but also links to my Patreon account, all right, and to my Spreadshop account, right, where I sell lovely t-shirts. So please check it out, guys, and please give your support to my Patreon account. I will leave the link to my Patreon, so please contribute, give whatever you can. I will appreciate it. I think the lowest fee is $5, so please make your donation. I would appreciate it. My name is Constance once again, and I look forward to you joining me in my next class. Until then, bye bye.